Peta Murgatroyd became emotional as she reflected on Russia's ongoing war with Ukraine. In a video shared on her Instagram stories Wednesday, the 35-year-old Dancing with the Stars pro cried and told fans, "This is continually breaking my heart. I'm struggling to get through some days," she continued. "Sometimes I have great days, other days I have terrible days because I just can't get this out of my head. I've walked those streets, I've been there. It is such a beautiful country," she said of Ukraine. "And the children that are dying right now." She then urged her followers to watch gripping footage she previously shared on her Instagram feed that shows Ukraine suffering several explosive attacks. Murgatroyd added in her Instagram story that just because husband Max Chmerkovskiy is home for now after recently escaping Ukraine, that does not mean that we aren't continually doing stuff to try to help, and we aren't continually thinking about what's going on there every single day. Please be aware of that. Earlier this month, Murgatroyd expressed relief after Chmerkovskiy returned home safely. "I never thought our family would be directly affected by this in our lifetime," she wrote alongside a series of touching pictures. "I never thought what we are seeing on our TVs was a reality in 2022. I have never hugged them so tight. Shaking and forever grateful. Now it's time to heal," she continued. "We cannot go back to our normal. Our lives are forever changed. We have a new normal, and that's okay." Chmerkovskiy is now planning to return to Eastern Europe to help Ukrainians in need. "I spent the last couple of days with survivor's remorse, and am currently working on an opportunity to go back," he previously told CNN's Anderson Cooper in an on-air interview. "Probably sometime next week I'm going to go back to Poland and join efforts on the ground. Sort of want to justify my safe out that way." At this time, it is unclear exactly when and where Chmerkovskiy plans to return. A rep for the Ukrainian-born dancer had no comment when reached by People. Russia's attack on Ukraine continues after their forces launched a large-scale invasion on February 24, the first major land conflict in Europe in decades. Details of the fighting change by the day, but hundreds of civilians have already been reported dead or wounded, including children. Millions of Ukrainians have also fled, the United Nations says. The invasion, ordered by Russian President Vladimir Putin, has drawn condemnation around the world and increasingly severe economic sanctions against Russia. With NATO forces massing in the region around Ukraine, various countries have also pledged aid or military support to the resistance. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called for peace talks, so far unsuccessful, while urging his country to fight back. Putin insists Ukraine has historic ties to Russia, and he is acting in the best security interests of his country. Zelensky vowed not to bend. "Nobody is going to break us, we're strong, we're Ukrainians," he told the European Union in a speech in the early days of the fighting, adding, "Life will win over death. And light will win over darkness." The Russian attack on Ukraine is an evolving story, with information changing quickly. Follow People's complete coverage of the war here, including stories from citizens on the ground and ways to help.